Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we are going to discuss about what is positive testing. So before in my video lots of time I have used this term that we have to do the positive testing, some positive test cases, negative test cases. So lots of term we have used, but today actually we will know, we can understand that what actually is positive testing. Okay, so positive testing means it's a type of testing which is performed on a software application by providing the valid dataset as an input. Means, let's say, just for example, suppose uh, this is one applications, and let's say in this applications one field is there. The field is phone number field. Suppose here one field is there, so suppose here is username. Suppose this is a registration page, so in the registration page there is some username, password, lots of fields are there. So like that, one field is, suppose this field is phone number. Okay, so this field name is phone number. Now, as per requirement, what requirement says that this phone number field can accept only numeric values. That means we can, let's say it accepts only numeric value. Numeric values. Okay, values. So means this phone number field can accept only, let's say, 0 or 1 or 2 or 3, like that, up to, so up to 9. Okay, so this phone number field can accept only numeric values. So whenever, so that is the requirement. Okay, so now whenever we are testing that phone number field, and if we put any alphabetical numbers, let's say suppose we are putting like that. So we are not putting like this, we are just entering, we are not putting like this type of phone number. Okay, this type of validation, we are just putting here on that phone number field only 0 to 9, any number, any phone number. That means we are testing as per the requirement. So my requirement is that the phone number field can accept only numeric values, and just we are, whenever we are testing, we are just putting that numeric values which is 0 to 9. So we are putting that value as per requirement. That is called positive testing. Okay, that means what positive testing says? Positive testing is a type of testing which is performed on a software applications by providing the valid data sets as an input. That is called positive testing. Now in positive testing, we check whether the software application behaves as expected with the positive inputs or not, like that. So suppose our phone number field is accepting only numeric values. So we are just putting the numeric values 0 to 9, any number. So we are checking that these numeric values can accepting this field or not, right? So, and positive testing is performed in order to check whether the software application does exactly what it is expected to do. That means we are checking the customer requirement. That means we are checking the expected behavior. So my expected result should be, so if I take this example, so what my expected result says, my expected result should be the phone number field can accept only numeric values, that is 0 to 9. So whenever we are testing with positive criteria, positive value as an input, that is called positive testing. That means in that positive testing, that expected results is equals to actual results. So whenever we are testing that phone number field validation, so we are putting only the numeric values, nothing else. We are putting only the numeric values, and we are testing that is our expectation. Our expected result is matching with actual results or not. That is called positive testing. Means we are testing any field, any applications with some positive value as an input, positive data as an input. That is called positive testing. So now you guys are very much clear about what is positive testing. So that is the example of positive testing. Now, when to perform positive testing? When we will go for positive testing. Suppose positive testing is performed when the application is ready for testing. Obviously, whenever the application is ready for testing, when the developer has developed something and they have hand over that application to the tester, that means that application is ready for testing. That means the tester or test engineer can test that application. So that time we will go for positive testing. First we will go for positive testing. Now a tester can execute all other scenarios planned for that functionality, like negative testing, database testing, API testing, lots of testing, only after positive testing is passed. Means whenever we are done with positive testing, if my positive testing pass, that means in positive testing what we will check? We will check that expectation, I mean client requirement. That will be my first case. First, whenever any application is coming to our hand, I mean coming to our QA end, so as a test engineer, as a QA, first we will go for that client requirement testing. That means what client's requirement, what customer requirement, that thing first we will check. That means we will check for the positive testing, right? Because in positive testing we'll check the client's requirement. Client requirements will be my positive testing. So that's why before going to the negative testing, API testing, database testing, automation testing, nothing else, first we will go for the positive testing. If my positive testing is passed, then we will go for other testing. Okay, so that is one thing. Second, so performing positive testing whenever the build is ready. Ready is called smoke testing. In smoke testing, our build is ready. So we have already discussed in smoke testing. Okay, build verification testing, sanity testing, okay, etc., etc. Whatever the name, but performing positive testing is the first step of test execution. So whenever the build is ready, so then we call it for the smoke testing, sanity testing, build verification testing, etc., etc., etc. But positive testing, test case execution will be my first, first attempt. Performing positive testing is the first step of my test execution. Okay, so now you are clear that when to perform positive testing. Now, how to perform positive testing? Okay, so we will follow only two techniques. Two techniques we will follow. One is boundary value analysis and one is equivalence partitioning. Okay, so just remember the name. So there will be some another separate video. So that is also called as the black box testing technique also. So whenever I will make a video on black box testing, then on that I will give you that, detailed explanation about boundary value analysis and equivalence partitioning. And these are the two very important questions for the interview of us. Okay, so don't worry about, guys. So in my upcoming videos I will give you in details explanations that what is boundary value analysis, what is equivalence partitioning, and when we will go and why we will use these two things. I will explain everything. But now, how to perform positive testing? We have to follow two test technique. One is boundary value analysis and second one is equivalence partitioning. So within these two techniques we can perform easily positive testing. Okay, now what is the advantage of positive testing? Okay, so positive testing is the first step of testing. Okay, so positive testing that I have already discussed. So positive testing is the first test of testing, first step of testing before doing any type of negative testing, database testing, API testing, performance testing, any type of testing. Before doing any type of testing, first testing will be my positive testing, because first I have to check, or we have to check, that my client requirement is working perfectly fine or not, right? That is the one advantage. Second advantage is that this testing is used to test the positive path of an application. That means we can say it's the positive path. Suppose I am taking one example. Suppose let's say Flipkart. So in that Flipkart, first, as a positive flow, what we will test? We will log in the application, then we will search any product, and then we will add that product to my add to cart section. Then we will payment for that product, and after payment, the successfully one page, I mean order confirmation page will appear, and it will says that thank you, your order has been purchased, like that. So this is my positive flow. So in positive testing, first we have to check that this flow is working perfectly fine or not. If that flow is working perfectly fine, then we can go for other, I mean in applications, other module or other section or other component. Okay, so first we have to check the positive path of an application. So that is called positive testing. So in Flipkart, that is called positive testing. Okay, so if this testing fails, means if the positive testing fails, it means the basic functionality of the applications is not working, and corresponding action should be taken immediately to continue further testing. If my positive testing fails, that means it's a high priority issue. Okay, it's a big issue, because positive testing means we have to test the positive path, we have to test the positive data, and what data, and that data, I mean how can I get that data? That is depending on the client requirement. So if the client requirement is not working, then obviously that is the level 1 issue, that is the highest issue. So first we have to fix that. So if the positive testing fails, that means we can say that the basic functionality of the applications is not working fine, and corresponding actions should be taken immediately to continue further testing. Okay, now third point is that positive testing saves the efforts of a tester by identifying the wrong build in the initial stages. Means whenever the developer has given any build or any application to the tester for the testing, so first, just let's say I am just testing the applications, and first I have got one, and whenever we are testing, first I have got one issue. Okay, that means at the initial stage I found one issue, that means the positive testing fails. So if the positive testing fails, that means the basic functionality of the application is not working properly, then the corresponding action should be taken immediately, right? So positive testing saves the efforts. So if we get any type of issue on the initial stage, then obviously we will stop our testing. That means it saves the efforts of a tester. Okay, and the last one is that positive testing will save less coverage, and it confirms that the applications is working for the specified input range as expected. Means, so what do you mean by less coverage? What do you mean by, first I have to tell that what is test coverage. So test coverage means where both positive test cases and negative test cases both are present. So test coverage means my positive test case plus my negative test case equals to test coverage, 100% test coverage. So positive testing will have less coverage, because in positive testing we will test only some positive set of data as the input. So we are not testing any negative set of data. So we can say, just take and assume that total 100% is there. So 50% is for positive test case and 50% is for negative test cases. So in positive testing, why it's taking less coverage? Because we are testing only the 50% out of 100%. That means we are testing only the half of that total test cases. So we are testing only the positive test cases. So that's why positive testing will have less coverage, and it confirms that the application is working for the specified input range as expected, and it doesn't guarantee the quality of the applications, as a tester cannot verify the behavior of an application and unexpected situation. That means, so as we are testing only the positive set of data, we are testing the positive testing. That means we are not testing, or we are not involving any type of negative testing. That means we cannot say that here 100% test coverage is present. So if here 100% test coverage is not present, that means we can say that there is some quality issues there. So if 100% test coverage is present, then we can say that it's a 100% quality product. But as a positive testing, we are testing only the positive set of data. So that's why we can't guarantee, we doesn't guarantee the quality of an applications. Okay, so that is the advantage of positive testing. So these are the advantage of positive testing. Now what are the disadvantage of positive testing? Same thing, as we are testing the positive test cases and we are not covering the 100% test coverage. So that's why something may be happen that there is some quality issues. There is some quality issues, because we cannot, whenever we are hand over that particular application to the customer without any negative testing, just we are testing the positive testing, then we can't assure that my software application is 100% bug free, or my application is 100% quality product. So there will be some lack of quality product. So we cannot say that 100% quality is present in my applications. Okay, so that is the most disadvantage of positive testing. Okay, so makes sense. Always any, any application is coming to our QA end. So as a tester, first we will go for the positive testing. So perform for expected conditions or as per the requirement, that is called positive testing, right? And also in positive testing, 100% test coverage is not possible. And in positive testing, it doesn't it doesn't ensure that the software is defect free, 100% defect free. Okay, now one important thing is that who will do the positive testing? So we can say that anyone can do the positive testing. That means in my company, tester, developer, team lead, or business analyst, project manager, so anyone can do the positive testing. Okay, and also positive testing will take less time. Okay, and also positive testing doesn't ensure the good quality of the product. Okay, so that is the fund of positive testing. Okay, suppose I'm telling you one scenario for the positive testing. For best example, let's say this is my this is my Gmail. Sorry, this is my one application, and in this application, let's say two field is there. So one is, let's say, username, and another is password. So positive testing says, suppose, so whenever, and here is also login button. So how we will do the positive testing? First, we have to put the correct username, correct password, then we have to clicking on the login button. So whenever we are clicking on the login button, let's say one home page will appear. One home page will appear. Now, when the home page will appear, whenever we will put the correct username, correct password, and then clicking on the login button, then the home page will appear. That means we have to put the username correct, we have to put the password correct. That means it's a positive testing. Clear? So that is the scenario of positive testing. So we have to put some positive set of data as the input. That is called positive testing. So now guys, you are very much clear about what is positive testing and how we can test the positive, I mean, how we will perform positive testing and some example of positive testing. So if you guys have any doubt, please comment me. If you guys like my video, one thumbs up and subscribe to my channel EduPaat and clicking on the bell icon, so you will get my videos update notifications first. So see you in the next videos with negative testing. Thank you.